Alright guys, in this lesson we are looking at the circumference. Alright, we're going to be able to calculate the circumference of a circle. Alright guys, let's look at this example of a circle. And this is the diameter, the distance across a circle through its center. This is your diameter. And then your radius, which is the distance from the center to the circumference. Okay, essentially the radius is just half the diameter, so you can get a formula like this. So the diameter equals 2 times the radius. So whenever you see the radius, multiply by 2, that will give you the diameter. Now if you have the diameter and you want to find the radius, you half the diameter. Okay. So again, our diameter is now 8 centimeters. Our radius is therefore going to be half the diameter, which is therefore 4 centimeters. Okay. Okay, so here's an example to find the diameter. So again, our formula is diameter equals 2 times the radius. If the radius is given as 3 centimeters, we need to multiply the radius by 2 to give me the diameter. So 3 times 2 is 6 centimeters. So in this case, the diameter is 6 centimeters. Right, can you please have a go at task 1 and upload your answers to class charts. Alright guys, so what is the circumference of a circle? So it is the total distance around the outside of a circle. Okay, so it's the same as the perimeter. Alright guys, so circumference of a circle, circumference equals pi times diameter. Alright, so in maths this is how we write the equation out. Circumference equals pi diameter. Alright, so here's a quick tip to remind you how to remember that formula. Chili pies are delicious. Alright, chili pies are delicious. So we can also change the way we write this formula out. So here we got diameter equals 2 times the radius. Now if I replace the diameter in this equation here with 2r, we can get the equation now written as circumference equals 2 pi r. Okay, so you can use either one of these equations dependent on what is given to you. Sometimes you're given the radius only, so you're gonna have to use the bottom equation. Sometimes you're given the diameter, so you can use the top equation. So remember, they are both the same. Okay, so here's an example of finding the circumference of this circle. Round your answer to 1 decimal place. Alright guys, look, we look at the circle first. What is given to us? What is given to us is the diameter. So I can use the first equation, which was circumference equals pi times the diameter. Okay, remember, cherries, pies are delicious. Alright, so using the formula, circumference therefore equals pi times the diameter given to us is 9.5 centimeters. Alright, so that should give me a circumference of 29.8 centimeters to 1 decimal place. Alright guys, here's another example of finding the circumference of this circle. This question is different from the previous one because it only has the radius. So let's write the equation down. Chili pies are delicious, which is circumference equals pi times the diameter. What is the diameter? The diameter equals 2 times the radius. I'm going to substitute this diameter into the first equation. So we will get an equation of circumference equals 2 pi r. Okay, it's from the previous slide. All it is, still trying to find the circumference. So we're going to use this formula now and substitute our values in. So circumference equals 2 times the pi times the radius, in this case, which is 10 centimeters. You put that into a calculator, you should get an answer of the circumference being 62.8 centimeters. That was one way of working this question out. Here's another way. It's much simpler. So, as stated before, the diameter equals 2 times the radius. Okay, the radius is therefore 2 times 10, which is 20 centimeters. If I'm given my diameter, I'll put that straight back into the first equation. So, our first equation is circumference equals pi d. Alright, put that into the equation. C equals pi times 20, and you essentially get the same answer, which is 62.8 centimeters. That is another way we can do it. They're both the same. That's what I'm trying to show, that both of these equations are the same. Okay. For set 3 and 4, select 3 questions on radius and select 3 questions on the diameter of a circumference. For set 5, have a go at the diameter questions, but if you want to challenge yourself, have a go at the radius questions also. Please upload your answers to class charts.